Hello. Hello and welcome to Jason Arts. If you clicked on this video, I hope you enjoyed it. You enjoy watching me struggle with drawing hands. As everybody knows, hands are very complex, and I am going to be drawing hands with none other than one of the big names in art on YouTube right now. One of the big names on YouTube right now, Jazza. And if you don't know Jazza, go and check out Jazza Studios. He's a big YouTuber on YouTube who does YouTube, and he's very amazing at his job. He's very cool. He's entertaining to watch, just as I am. So, as I'm going to say, please consider liking and subscribing while you're down there. And this is an option. It's an option. And if you don't want to subscribe or like, it's no problem. You can continue watching this video, and I hope you enjoy it. So today I'm gonna be struggling with hands. Hope you guys enjoy my pain and see if I improve a bit during this. And you guys should really consider, because it took hard work, the editing, the post-production. It took more than like 1 hour because I had to take breaks and stuff. So let's get right into it. I need to get right into it. Okay, I'm really scared. Okay, this part is where I was explaining something in the video. Jazza, yeah, I was explaining Jazza. How did I forget? Jazza is a big YouTuber. As I said before, he's a big name in YouTube. He has 6.23 million subscribers, and you guys should consider checking him out because he's a very cool guy. So let's see where I can get. Let's see how far I can get with these hands. Cool transition, right? So this is Jazza.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza, and in this video we're going to talk about drawing
I
the human
explained
hand.
to you guys, Jazza is a very big name. So this is Jazza. He's very cool, he's amazing. And this video was also made like 7 years ago, so it's a very long time. He has also been on YouTube for like 12 to 15 years, like what I've been hearing, like 12 to 15 years now, and he's done some amazing things on YouTube, some amazing cuisines, and I got inspiration from him because he tries anything he wants to, anything he sets his mind to, he tries, and even if he doesn't succeed, he tries again. In another video he tries again, and he tries again, and giving me motivation to push forward on this channel. Yeah, so you watching, you need to help me get my goal, please. So let's go.
And as you can see, I have a reference here that I'm going to be working from in the beginning, and then I'm going to talk about creating your hand poses without reference. But before I get into that, I want to once again mention these two projects that I've just finished very recently. I put a lot of time and work into them, and they are what I hope is a very valuable resource.
So I'll type what this again. Jazza is speaking about his his website. Is there a website? Okay, if it is a website, the website he made, like, I think this video is like 7 years ago, and this video is like 7 years ago, and I don't know if this website is still on, but if it's still on, I will check it out and see if I could learn. Yeah, I could learn anything from it. So let's continue with the video.
Human form. So if you're interested in learning human anatomy, there's an ebook I finished called Draw with Jazza Easy Anatomy, and you can check that out by clicking the link on the screen or the link in the description. And if you're interested also, I have a reference pack which has hundreds of photos of reference files of male and female anatomy, including intricate details like things like the hands and feet and arms and limbs, but also entire body poses on several angles and lots of other really valuable resources like that. So getting started, first of all, I'm going to bring down the transparency of my reference file here, and I'm going to talk about breaking down the hand. First things first, when we draw something like this, there's a lot of complications.
So as he said, we need to simplify, break this hand down into various shapes, break it down so that we can see its basic shapes if it had nothing, so if it had no detail. So I think I will draw down this. I don't really remember. I need to remember this. Okay, it's very awesome as how he gets on us cool access to the digital tablet. The digital tablet, so I can't put layers on that.
So when drawing the end of the arm, I kind of end a tapered off
how
cylinder,
he has done the wrist, like I'm gonna copy it onto the
break it down into basic geometry. And the way I do this is, first of all, a bit of a trapezoid shape, kind of like this, and then on the side it looks a little more like this, so it's three-dimensional, and then on the top, similar sort of thing to the underside, where I have this trapezoid shape.
Yes, so I think this one, I said I'm gonna see what I can do first without him teaching me anything. And I wanted a pose, I think. And then I'm going to use his reference to make I'm going to put that reference on a sheet of paper to see how best I can do without him teaching me. And I'm greeting this hand when I see it. This is one of the most crappiest hands I've ever made, and I'm not greeting this hand. Even if when I'm looking at the artwork, it scares me. What kind of hand is this? I messed up big time. So, Jazza continues to explain to us that we need to break the hand down into various shapes depending on its angle. And I don't know what happened to the sound in this part, but sorry. So he explains to us how we need to break it down in these angles. So I think I paused it again to see how I didn't check the whole thing. I took it one by one and see how best it helped me. And I can tell you I improved a bit.
A little more complicated when it comes to foreshortening or having them overlap each other a little bit, but the basic idea is pretty consistent. So with the thumb, it always kind of goes out on a bit of an angle. It's an opposable thumb, so we have it pop out on a bit of an angle so that it can be used in that function. But otherwise, the broad areas are pretty much covered in that aspect. Now we also need to learn to shape things in a way so that they hold a pretty natural form, and as you can see, this doesn't look entirely natural. This is to get the basic blocking in so that we can then add the detail of where the lines go and how the shape holds itself on different angles and things like that. So using that basic geometry, we can then build things from the ground up to create hand poses. So when I say hand poses, what I'm talking about is essentially, let's say I have a trapezoid shape that kind of comes out here on this sort of 3D angle, and let's say the wrist kind of is down there like that, and we have that circle there for the thumb. That is how I would begin building a foreshortened hand coming forward like this, right? And now when creating a pose, I might block in the pinky finger like that, the next finger like that, and then start to rough in the shape of the other fingers, yeah? So that is how I would really rough in that hand pose. I'll do a couple more hand poses before I get to doing the line work, just to kind of show that process more. So using that same method, let's have the end of the wrist here, an angled trapezoid.
So Jazza just explained how we can break it into various shapes. So I wanted a pose for that one, and I used the pose with my own hand and stopped to check sometimes. I think, yeah, that's the pose I went for. Yes, and I scheduled it onto the sheet of paper, and you guys guess how it came out.
I'm a lit kid beat.
I guess that's kind of fine. It works out, but I think I forgot how to draw a thumb. Comparing this one to this one, I think it's kind of amazing. But comparing that one to this one, you see a huge difference, a big difference. So let me. I don't remember what I did here. I should remember.
From this sort of angle there, like that. Let's have the circle for the thumb there, and I might have the pinky kind of fold in like this,
Yeah.
and the fingers kind of fan out like that, and then the thumb.
Yeah, this one he was showing us. Sorry, it went too fast.
A bit more. So as you can see, it's very, very rough and sketchy, and that's okay. It's actually meant to be a very relaxed process. And that's why we learn to break it down into very rough shapes, because then when we get to the line
If
bar,
you can
we
hear
already
what
have the
he's
solidity and
saying.
structure established. I'm going to do one more hand pose, and this one will be again on a forward sort of foreshortened angle, but I'm going to draw a fist. So what I'm basically going to do is indicate the middle lines for where the knuckles are going to go, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then I'm going to add the details later, right? So now I'm going to add a new layer with a black line on top, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see how I go about it, and I'm going to start doing the outlines of the details. So using the
structure that I've set up in the hands already, we can basically trace around what we've got and make it look much more solid and much more defined. Something to keep in mind is that the pinky finger
Kind of curves in on an angle. So see how when the hand is out, the fingers are spread out like that. When they're folded in, they kind of curve into each other like that. They continue that shape, right? So the
So,
finger, when
I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do here, and I wanted to take what he said and make another hand, but I think I couldn't take any references. So I waited a bit. And checked out how he drew his hands with these lines, and see how I'm gonna improve, because the third one's thumb looked like a balloon, and the rest like kind of looked cool, like someone holding a gun or like about to shoot. It kind of looked like that. Remind me of turkey. If you understand what I mean, you know what I mean. Okay, so for this part I wanted another pose, but I wanted him to finish explaining what he wanted to explain before I tried to move on.
the hand is kind of curving in itself like that, is curving in towards the center of the palm. And we have the forefinger is kind of pointing out, and then the palm kind of takes over from there, and then we have the rest of the forearm going in. So that is one example of how I might go about drawing a pose. Here's another hand. There's another video tutorial I did on drawing hands where I go into quite a bit of detail on drawing hand poses that may be of a lot of help to you. Otherwise, the reference pack that I released that
So for the 3 and 4, I decided to search up some hand references and picked my favorite 2, but I said 3 in the video. I'm messed up in the head.
has all the photos of the male-female anatomy, has quite a lot of different poses holding weapons and things like that. So you can actually see what the hand looks like holding various weighted items and things like that. So there you go, there's that hand on a side sort of angle. You can see how things have much more of a
So
three-dimensional.
I went up and searched up some hand references. So to draw the 4th and 5th hand, to see how I've improved, taking the instructions of Jazza, putting it into play, and see how good it's gone. I decided to say 3, but realized I did only 2. So in this voiceover, I'm going to say 2. If you see 3, don't mind it, it's 2. And here I had to also break and go and take lunch. That's why it took a very long time, because look at the time.
I'm a lit kid be.
If anyone watched the time, it took me 2 minutes to draw this hand, and I think it's kind of nice. So let's move on to the second hand. So after this, I'm going to pick my favorite hand. It will have, I didn't really say it, but it had an arrow on it.
I'm a lit kid be.
So you see the fourth one has an arrow on it, and the rest are very nice, but because of this I have unlocked a new phobia, which is hand phobia. Don't search it up, it's not real. Look at the fifth hand, it's like a hand of someone messed up. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks to Jazza, we have been able to upgrade, and I'll continue practicing every day. And if you want any suggestions on which body parts I should try to draw, or try to study how to draw next, link down, comment down below and leave a like. Bye. Ouch. So this is the editing part of the video. So you see how much work I went through to put the video up. So if you consider liking and subscribing, it will make a huge difference. It will give me the confidence to try even more. Hope you enjoyed the video, and consider liking and subscribing. Yeah. Thank you all.